Welcome back to Basic Ass Cooking. Today we're going to make this quick and easy sausage lunch. It's going to come together in the time it takes to steam some potatoes. So to start steaming your potatoes, you will steam them however you like. I am going to use one of these very inexpensive wire basket kind of situations in some water in a pot. That's all you need. So you cut up your potatoes. I used some Yukon gold potatoes. I think 3. I lost the footage of me cutting up the potatoes, but all you have to do is cut them up and put them in the steamer. Next, I'm going to use some leftover bacon fat to saute my chicken sausage links and my onions and the spinach. So you can use olive oil, you can use butter, whatever, but I had some leftover bacon fat, so I just saved it when I made the bacon, and it solidifies. Put it in the refrigerator and use it later to saute stuff. And it will give your food a little bit of extra flavor. So just melt down whatever you have, oil, butter, whatever. Put in the sausages, and then I am adding half of an onion, and I also have some cloves of garlic for the spinach that I'll add later. So I'm just stirring around the sausages and the onion in the bacon fat to get everything all nicely acquainted. Next, I'm adding some pepper to season. And I also added a little bit of salt. My pepper meal's almost dry. So there's the salt. I'm going to sprinkle over just a little bit. As we have learned on this channel, it is easier to add than to take away. So when you're seasoning your food, you can be a little bit light-handed, taste it, and add a little more if it's necessary. So I'm continuing to cook the sausages until they have a little bit of color. And then when the potatoes were done steaming, so you steam them until they're soft. Steaming is so fast and effective for really any kind of food. But in this case, for potatoes, it did not take that long. So when the potatoes were soft, I added them to the bacon fat, sausage, and onion mixture. And then because potatoes are woefully bland without a lot of seasoning, I added quite a bit of salt. I would say at least 1/4 teaspoon. And then I added pepper as well. I'm also going to add a little bit of butter. So this helps with making the potatoes be a little bit more tasty. So these are kind of like smashed up potatoes, not mashed potatoes. So I added the butter to add a little bit more flavor and to improve the texture. So I let that melt and mixed it in, and then I moved on to my spinach. So I am going to add all of this spinach. This container was starting to look a little bit sad. With the spinach inside was starting to look a little bit sad, and I wanted to use it up. We do not play with food waste. Food is too expensive to waste it. You shouldn't waste it anyway though. So I put all of the spinach into the pan. So this is like a 2-pan meal. This is so easy, you guys. And then I season the spinach. For the potatoes, when I took them out, I just put them on a plate and put them in the microwave to help keep them warm. Next, I added a little bit of olive oil because things were starting to dry out, and you can tell that the sausages are still in the pan, just letting them continue to cook to get a little bit more color. This comes together pretty quickly, so I found that it was totally okay to cook all of this on like a medium heat, and the sausages did not dry out or get burned. Now I'm going to add my garlic. So I finely chopped up some garlic. That was about 4 cloves of garlic. And then I mixed that in and allowed the food to continue to cook until the garlic was nice and cooked through and softened. You can see how quickly spinach just turns into nothing. That was a huge container of spinach, and look at what it left after it's cooked. All right, and that's it. Can you believe that we are already done? This is so fast. So I made enough for lunch and dinner, or basically 2 servings. So I served up 3 of the chicken sausages and the spinach. And then here are the potatoes. So the potatoes are really nice because they have the flavor of the bacon and the chicken sausages and the butter. So they ended up being very flavorful and very enjoyable to eat. You can fry yours a little bit longer if you would like the potatoes to have a little bit of a crust. I also added half of an avocado, and I just sliced it up for a little bit of healthy fat, and that helps with keeping you feeling full throughout the rest of your workday. So that is it. That's the whole meal. If you enjoyed this, or you learned something new, or you just want to be very nice to me, make sure to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe to the Basic Ass Cooking channel. I'll see you next time. Bye.